What's going on, guys? Father the Warhead here, and today we got another unboxing video for you. It's going to be today the Lunar White Xbox One controller. It's wireless. It's supposed to have some grips on the back. It's white. It's like a limited edition kind of thing. I got this particular controller from GameStop, my local GameStop. It's normally 64 bucks, 65 bucks, something like that. But because of the holiday prices for Thanksgiving and all that stuff, it was dropped down to 44, so I figured I'd pick it up and check it out. So let's go ahead and get into this and see what we got. Okay, so here, this is the controller. Now this is like with your original controller that comes with your Xbox. You just have to sync it and update it and all that kind of stuff to get it linked into your Xbox. And once you do that, you'll be good to go. What I did is, prior to this, I tested the Turtle Beaches that I did a video on previously, and if you want to see that, a link for that video will be in the description of this video, so that you can check that review out on those headsets. But the original Xbox controllers had the plug on the bottom where you just have a little control for like the volumes and things. This guy right here, for the game volume, master volume, and all that stuff, and it plugged into it. But these things, the buttons were too close, and it was very much a nuisance. But with the new Xbox One controllers, there is an old school, almost like an auxiliary cord plug right here at the bottom that you can plug your headphones into, sort of like the old school headsets. I tried the Turtle Beach headsets, the X04s, on a controller like this, and just plugging in the auxiliary cable from the headset into it, what you were able to hear the game volume, the chat volume, and your chatmates were able to hear you, but you can't hear your voice to make sure you're talking loud enough for them to hear. And you also aren't able to control your volumes for different games, because some games are louder than others. But I think that's something that is manageable and I could do without, just because this controller here was just, it was very hard to control. It was very sensitive on the game and the chat volume here on the same side, and if you didn't push the button in the right spot, you were messing with both of them, and it took forever to get that stuff set up. But back to this controller, it's real sleek white and gold with some black trim. You have the D-pad that's gold, the outer trimming on the select and window button are gold. The triggers on the back are gold, and your buttons are blacked out with white letters, but in between them it's got the color coding in case, you know, it's the first time Xbox user, they know what button is what. The rest of the controls are pretty much the same. You know, you got the black 2 bumper buttons and then a sleek black matte finish on the back. And you can't really see because it's too fine, but there is a diamond cut engraving on this. It's like a rubberized diamond cut here on the inside of the controller to help with better grip, and I would just say maybe if your hands get kind of moist from sweat or something, maybe. But the grip itself is it's pretty legit. It's got nice texture to it, and it's got a pretty good grip to it. And of course you've got the sync button on the top, and then the plug on the top for your excuse me, your charging dock. And that is pretty much it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and try an old school headset that I have from my Xbox 360, see if I can get it to work on this, and I will get back with you guys on the second part of this video, and we will see what we can figure out. Alright guys, we're back. So what I did, I went ahead and grabbed an old set of headphones to try to see if I can get an old school Xbox 360 Turtle Beach headset to work with this new Lunar White Xbox One controller. And so I'm going to show you what the headset was that I was using, so you can kind of get an idea. So what I have here is a Turtle Beach limited edition Black Ops 2 headset. It was something that was available for a short time once the Xbox 360, or I'm sorry, once Call of Duty Black Ops 2 came out. And I picked them up because my other Turtle Beaches had gotten old and kind of broke on me. So for these, you know, with the older Xbox 360, the controller was inside the cable for most of them when you had a wired headset. And then you have the USB that plugged into the side, and then this green auxiliary cable is what controlled your mic. And then there was a cable that plugged into the side and went into your controller. And that's how it worked. The green auxiliary cable that is at the end of your headset plugs into this port here, and then this bundle of mess would plug into the back of your Xbox, and then that's how you could get it to work. But an Xbox One doesn't have this plug on the back. I kind of messed around with it for a little while, couldn't figure it out, couldn't get it working, and it just didn't work out. I was kind of excited because I thought we could maybe get something going and you'd be able to use an older headpiece, but the only thing I could really pick up was just volume. You don't have a microphone. And the reason being is on the side of this control box there's a plug, like I said, just for the controller. So you're going to be able to control the gain volume and all that stuff through this, but you can't get chat volume because you're not able to plug in the microphone cable into a source that will be able to get you that feed for your microphone in the game chat. You may be able to join a party and hear them, but they aren't going to be able to hear you. So that was a little bit of an upset, but I'm not too disappointed with it just because of the fact that this controller is so sleek, and it's still, you don't have 5 miles of cable like you do with the Xbox 360 ones. You've got with the with my Stealth X04s, all you have is like 2.5 foot of cable that goes from the headset to the controller, and it's just long enough to go from the headset to your controller. And to me, that's perfect. I won't be using the controller, this guy here. I won't be using this anymore just because it was too much of a hassle to deal with. I think I'll just go into the game settings and change the game volume settings if I have to adjust anything like that. And so you just plug it in like that right there on the side and you're good to go. As far as updates, there wasn't any updates that we had to do that I can remember or that I can recall. But it's always a good idea to check to make sure that your your new controller is not going to need an update with your microphone. I know initially when I did the review, and you can see that in the video that I link in the description below for the Stealth 4s, that you had to do an update with the controller and the headset. So like I said, I can't remember if I did it for this one or not, but it is always a good idea just to double check. Go into your settings and check, make sure your controller doesn't need an update with the headset. With that being said, I hope this video was helpful for you guys and you enjoyed it. And as always, stay awesome. And until next time, deuces, and put a smile on that face.